Hey folks, today one of the things I'm going to do is going to be cutting this dead spruce down. I just want to get it out of here, get it cleaned up, and try and get a few more of these dead spruce out of the way too, for a little bit more sunlight and that for everything else to get on light on the ground here and growing. All in these tubes is basically actually white pines I have planted over the couple of years, so just want to see if I can get a little bit more light down to them here by taking out these dead ones. So with this guy, just measuring him at DBH, he's 22 inches. What I want to do is actually take him right on this line very specifically. So just going to kind of talk to you through what I do to do a specific line like that, and then you'll see me kind of in action, I guess. So first thing I do is take that diameter so I know what I have for an actual diameter on it, and then from there I know exactly how deep I want to go on everything. So with this being 22 inches, I'm looking at being a third exactly is where I want to be. So I'm going to be measuring or doing specific cuts to get 7.5 inches in on it, and I'll explain how I mark that up. So what I use is basically a stick, a logger's tape, and then my scrunch to kind of mark things out. So what I do there specifically then is once I know the diameter, I have my line. So I can go out and walk this and say, yep, this is where I want that to exactly fall. So then you just take a stick that's laying out here in the woods and you set her up, see if this one should work out. And right here is my line where I want it to be. So I'm just going to shove that hopefully into the ground without too much problem. Maybe not have too much frost. So still holding it on. So there it is. Then I take my handy dandy logger's tape and try and keep that then in there and just walk on back. And what I'm doing is trying to keep that straight line with the logger's tape right up to the front of the tree. And what I'm going to get then is the exact distance straight on, so I know exactly the distance then here of the tree on my line, which is going to tell me I'm right at basically just shy of, it's pulling forward, so I'm just going to have to stop right there and call it good. I'm going to call it 49.7, so that's tenths actually, so it's actually 49.7 feet. So what I'm looking then is to add 7.5 inches, which would be another, that'd be right around 0.8 actually. Actually, no, excuse me, 0.65 on there. So 49.7 plus 0.65 gets me 50.35 essentially. So what I do is come to the side then, find that number 50.35 here, and I find it, and then that's where I'm making a mark. So like right now I just did a quick little chip of bark right there on this side for that number, and I come to the other side, same thing. I'm looking for that 50.35, find it on there, and I'm flecking some bark there for now. But otherwise, here's where I take that scrunch and I make my gash or some way to make a marking like that. Now I know that's exactly where my line needs to be when I come in for my face cut, where to exactly stop. And I'll be matching exactly on those stop on that. And when I got it nice and cleaned up, it should just fall with the hinge, as long as I get the hinge then lining up with it all straight on that way. So that's kind of how it works. So I'm gonna pause here for a little bit and kind of finish getting my marks and everything, and then I'll turn you back on as I get ready to start cutting the face. All right, so I'm kind of back here. I think I got my lines marked. I actually went a little bit lower, kind of had to do some remeasurement here. I actually had to go a little bit deeper as the tree's getting bigger at the base. So now what I got is some scratch marks there, or scratches. And you'll see me start working in that face cut. And then I actually got some hash marks as well for measuring out what I want for my hinge, so I can make sure that all lines up just the same as well. So, see how it goes. Let's just see here. All right, so there's she laying. Part of the problem knowing with this one too is that once she hits all those limbs on the ground, how much she'll shift around and stuff. So, and that's kind of what happened here. If you saw that on the video, she kind of whomped and landed a little bit then sideways, but right there's ends up being the stick. So sure, if this wasn't such a limby spruce, would have nailed it a little bit better there. So, oh well, that's what practice is for, and this was one of the safer trees to actually do it on and be a little bit on the refresher side. So, yeah, overall, not not horrible. Definitely have some questions on whether or not it actually would have hit it if it wasn't soloing me, so as it landed. So that's all there is, and yeah, hope you guys find that helpful for trying to figure out to get your very specific fall line figured out and use it. Have a good one.